Well, hello, hello, and a more hello to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojopah Maria and Soroma coming to you with astrology for self-mastery for the end of May 2025. I don't be live streaming this late because I really am old. I may not look it to a lot of you, but trust me, I'm old. But I had to do it today. I had to get it out. I got a text from my great niece, Tristan, who I'm doing a shout out to. And she asked me, when are you going to do another video? I was like, oh God, I got to get this thing out today. Also doing a shout out to my great nephew, Adrian, who's a big fan of astrology. He's probably going to become an astrologer, but very supportive of my work. And also to my great niece, Mackenzie, who is also very much into astrological insights. And she also does tarot reading. Yeah, she's amazing. One time I have to do an interview with her so you all can meet her, maybe if you're good. But anyway, I am grateful to be here, grateful that I am still awake, still standing. At this time of night for me, this is when I have to go in my cave. I like to shut everything down. It's over. But I knew I had to do that. I knew I had to do this tonight. So without further ado, let me start by sharing with you again the quotes for May that I pulled from Lena Stevens, The Power Path, on her monthly forecasts. And as it says here, we are still pushing personal growth, transformation, and change. It says this month eases up a bit on the intensity, but that has not been my experience during this last week. Many opportunities for recreating, healing the past, establishing new connections, and getting personal clarity about the future. All of that is definitely true. All the lessons, karmic and otherwise, learned in the last 14 years have given us a foundation of wisdom that we can now draw upon to create what is next. And her guidance here, which is so important, it is best to treat this month as an opportunity to ground yourself into what the next phase of your life wants to be. And in order to take advantage of what this month has to offer, fear, anxiety, worry, attachment, and the tendency to overthink and be in control must be eliminated to the best of our ability. Yeah, and that is a really important reminder, especially for somebody like me. Anyway, I also wanted to acknowledge, because I didn't get to do this even in my Wisdom Walk talk or the last astrological reading, an acknowledgement of that May is the celebration of Asian American, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So I just wanted to take a moment to shout out to all the Asian American, and Pacific Islanders that make up this very diverse and multi-layered, multi-dimensional, multicultural United States, and so grateful for their existence and contribution to what makes the United States the very special country and new world country that it is. Ashe. So let's start with May 20th. This is where I had left off from the previous video. And on that Tuesday, we got Gemini season coming in. Big time Gemini season. Yeah. Especially after Taurus. Taurus was rough. It was a little rough. There was a lot of grounding, I think, that went on, but it had its moments. But I tell you, the start of this Gemini season is pretty tight too. So happy birthday to the Gemini community. On May 20th, the sun enters Gemini, kicking off Gemini season. Gemini season is when things get busy. Gemini is that part of the year before big seasonal shifts. Summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere, when we feel compelled to connect, exchange, and explore as many things as possible. Our antennas are now wide open. This is the season to get curious, to get moving, and get off of our metaphorical Taurus couch and engage with the world. And that's from Astro Butterfly. The rest of the spring will be rich with curiosity and insight. In the coming 4 weeks, we'll embrace flexibility, curiosity, and open-mindedness as we aim to learn as much as possible. And of course, this means if we're willing. We got to be willing to step into the not knowing and to trust the process. So also on this day, we had this aspect, which is Sun in Taurus sextiling Saturn in Pisces. And one of the reasons why this one is important, because this is the last time, the last time that Saturn will be doing anything in Pisces of significance. So I am as a Piscean, very grateful for this. This is a perfect opportunity to tie up loose ends and restore your routine to a stable, manageable pace. Use this energy to enhance your productivity and complete any outstanding task. Wonderful. Now, moving right along, we come to Thursday, the 22nd. And here we had Venus and Aries trining Mars in Leo. And anytime Mars and Venus get together, you know something going on, because that's our yin and yang energy in the celestial realms, right? So it says today is perfect for socializing, as this charming aspect enhances our body and charisma. It's an ideal time to seek out your perfect match or reignite the passion in your existing relationships. Now, something I want to say too about, I should have said at the beginning, but like I said, it's past my bedtime. One of the reasons why I don't have a problem doing the astrology this late, number one, is because I listen to spirit. I'm guided. So I'm not trying to do stuff when I ain't supposed to be doing it. But also why I don't mind is because I find it very rewarding to get through these aspects and then look back and say, okay, what was that day like for me? Was there anything that went on that maybe I missed, or something that happened and now this is helping me interpret it better, like understand it a little better? So just know that that's one of the reasons I don't have a problem giving you the end of May aspects at the end of May. I was almost going to be doing it on June 1st if my great niece hadn't texted me this morning, but clearly Spirit said, no, you got to do this tonight. So anyway, so yeah, think back on the 22nd and think about any Venus and Mars energy that you had going on. Also on that day, we had the Sun in Gemini sextiling Neptune in Aries. Turn your dreams into reality today, as you can easily visualize your ideal future. Wow. Use this psychic ability to gain valuable insight into a situation and how to use it to your advantage. And again, this is lovely flow energy. So again, think back to the 22nd last week and think about how things were flowing for you. Now, here's the big day. Here's the big day in May, because we have 3 aspects, and the final one I'm going to share with you is the mind-blowing one, and the one that has me so crazy right now. First, we had the Sun in Gemini trining Pluto, which is retrograde in Aquarius. Excuse me. Take some water. And it went retrograde earlier this month in May, and it is still and it'll be retrograde into October. So it's still kind of like taking hold. But with this trine, another flow energy, it says today is perfect for using your charm to help you get what you want, especially in your career. Gathering some gossip could tempt you to be manipulative instead of valuing your talents. So avoid taking the low road to success. Yes, always. Next, we had a conjunction between Mercury and Uranus in Taurus. On May 24th, we had the final Mercury-Uranus conjunction in the sign of Taurus. Yeah, this ain't going to happen again for a long time. If the Sun-Uranus transit a few days earlier awakened your authentic DNA, Mercury will now translate what it all means. Since we are talking about the last Mercury-Uranus conjunction in Taurus for a long time, I will not be alive, this transit acts as a final breakthrough, a kind of conclusion or aha moment related to the Taurus sector of your life. And of course, that's about home and family and whether or not you believe you're here to survive or thrive. Yeah. But really powerful energy, powerful conjunction. So again, think back to the 24th, because also, drum roll, Saturn finally leaves the sign of Pisces and goes into Aries. And hopefully we won't see it back in Pisces for a long time. I think it takes Saturn something like 29 years to make a rotation around the zodiacal wheel. So yeah. Anyway, today is the big day, the big shift. Saturn leaves Pisces and enters Aries, joining Neptune in the sign. Saturn will stay in Aries until April 2028, and that's 3 years of serious Aries business in your chart. Saturn in the fiery sign of Aries for the next few months offers a much needed break for some and a glimpse of the future for others. This transit inspires us to transform our lives with renewed energy. Embrace the courage to face challenges head on. Something serious, something important is in the making. Yeah, and again, this ingress into, as they call it, when a planet moves into another part of the sky, this ingress is initial, so it's actually going to move back into Pisces, I think, in October, and will remain there, I think, until, sometime in January. But that's just going to be like the recap. Like, it's almost like you get to be tempted back to what you already know. Are you going to try to go back, or are you going to keep moving forward, So it's something to look forward to. But right now, we will get that experience of Saturn and Aries. Let me break it down for you a little more with some information I got from Astro Butterfly and Moon Omens. So in the past 29-year Saturn cycle, we've been dealing with an inherited system of expectations, because this is the first time for this ingress since 1989. And these expectations have been about how we're supposed to live, succeed, and behave. This is a time to start again from a clean slate without the entanglements of outdated roles and borrowed expectations. We are now invited to leave the past behind and construct a life that is a reflection of what's meaningful to us now. Saturn, the planet of time, discipline, and long-term mastery, does not necessarily feel cozy in the sign of speed and action. Saturn does not slow things down for the sake of slowing them down. It slows them down for the sake of mastery, for the sake of achieving its goal. And I am going to leave a link for you to a YouTube video that I watched today on the making of this beautiful ceramic cups. They're cups in China, by this master craftsman who starts, literally from scratch. And to me, it is a beautiful, beautiful demonstration for you of what Saturn and Aries is about, and how if we follow through, take our time, stay diligent, stay committed, what will come out of this is going to be incredibly beautiful. Yeah. So I will leave that in the link in the description drop-down box when I give the timestamps for this. Next, it says, for every one of us, this transit is an opportunity to design new systems, new timelines, and new definitions of success. I love that. Whether that's working from home, from the road, or from the 25th floor of a corporate tower, Saturn in Aries wants us to work on our terms. Saturn wants us to discover new goals and ambitions that actually feel like ours. Really, really, really cool. Next. So Saturn's in Aries, be the change you want to see in the world. I think this is so important because I have been saying, before I get into this, that for everything that's going on in the world that we don't like, we're not happy with, we need to understand it's a reflection of belief systems and conditioning. And if things are really going to change, it's not about getting violent and crazy. It's about going in and doing your self-mastery work. This is an inside-out job, and that's what this is talking about. The current state of the world is not random or imposed from outside. It's a mirror of both our actions and our inactions over time. If Saturn in Pisces was fake it till you make it, Saturn in Aries is make it real. We do have the power. We can change our life. And it's often not even as hard as we fear it is if we just make the first step. And that to me is always a prayer for something different, something more. It's never too late. Age and life circumstances are just numbers and labels. Oh, yeah. And they don't hold up when there's a big Aries energy in the house. Saturn in Aries is our chance to become the person we were always meant to be. I'll repeat that. Saturn in Aries is our chance to become the person we were always meant to be the change we want to see in the world. And again, this is from a wonderful Astro Butterfly, breaking it down as she does so beautifully. And just stop for a quick comment. Hey, Michael, the wizard Michael, checking in. Thank you, thank you. Good to know that you're watching. Stopping by, love it. And then next, Saturn enters Aries as self-mastery, and this is essential. So essential, because you know I'm a shamanic self-mastery sage, and I've been advertising this, promoting it, encouraging it, coaching it for many, 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 many years. As Saturn begins this journey through Aries, we collectively embark on a path to self-mastery. We are being asked to take greater responsibility for ourselves and our choices, and to cultivate resilience and perseverance. In traditional astrology, Saturn gained a bad reputation, and his transits often tend to be feared. However, Saturn is not a harsh punisher, but rather a wise elder teacher who always rewards sincere efforts, resilience, and commitment to growth. Saturn teaches us to take responsibility for our actions and to accept their consequences. This planet is connected with both our fears and insecurities, and with our capacity to commit, persevere, and work hard enough to develop true mastery over ourselves and specific areas of our life. Since March 2023, while in Pisces, the Lord of Time has been leading us on a journey of emotional and spiritual maturation. Oh, yeah. Now in Aries, Saturn will challenge us to develop a more mature relationship with anger, frustration, and the inevitable limitations and obstacles we encounter in life. What this is talking about, so important, is saying it's time for us to go to the higher timeline. Yeah. Staying in the lower timeline, staying in reaction to people, places, things, situations is not going to bring you fulfillment or a happy ending or what it is you're trying to achieve. This is really saying you have to start really perceiving everything that shows up for you in life as an opportunity to heal, to grow, and to evolve. And whether it is some form of trauma or tragedy or something miraculously wonderful, supportive, and kind and gentle, all of it is designed to grow us, heal us, and evolve us. And so this is saying the Saturn in Aries over these next 2.5 to 3 years is really going to help us grow our ability to get it. I am totally excited for this. Totally excited for this. The more of us that really perceive these things in a higher timeline way, oh my God, yeah, we're going to have some good change here. And then last but not least, Saturn and Neptune in Aries, what to expect. We can't interpret Saturn's ingress into Aries without considering that Neptune just entered Aries too and is now at 1 degree 43 of the sign. The two planets are going to be traveling very close together toward perfect conjunction, which happens on February the 20th, 2026. During what is called the balsamic phase of their cycle, their last conjunction was in November of 89. We're being challenged to learn when discipline is necessary and when instead surrendering to the flow is required. Whoa. Really, really important. Neptune and Saturn moving together through the heavens are asking us to harmonize our relationship with both the material and the spiritual realms. This conjunction is an opportunity to refine our ability to discern when something is coming to an end, has lost its purpose, or has no longer meaning, and it's time to let it go. Whew. Huge. Just so huge. Absolutely. Absolutely amazing. Wow. Hey, Daphne. Daphne says, I'm back. All up in your mix, Jojopah. Discipline versus surrender. Yeah, girl. Yes. Unreal, amazing stuff that's coming in. Yeah. Oh, Lord, girl. Saturn is my ruling planet, Daphne says. Yeah, honey. You something else. That's all I got to say. And very needed on the Earth plane at this time. You have big purpose, big purpose. Anybody out there with Saturn as your ruling sign, just know that. Yeah, you got big purpose because it ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. Absolutely. I want to emphasize that these two outer planets moving together into the same area of the sky at a similar time doesn't happen every day. This is huge because Aries represents the beginning of the zodiacal wheel. I talked about this in my last video, but I just want to emphasize this so that you really get, we are at a new beginning. We're at a new stage. And, you know, we getting ready to have another big planet move signs, that two more. So Uranus is going to move into another part of the sky. Jupiter's moving another part of the sky. And with Pluto already having moved into Aquarius, we're going to have all of the outer planets, you know, having moved. And outer planets affect us collectively. So, yeah, with the new Earth energy, yeah, it's happening. It's definitely happening. Daphne says, that's why folks be mad at me. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. But I tell you what I tell folks, because I'm a fire person. And I say, if you're not upset or disrupted after talking with me, I haven't done my job. Because that's what fire does. You know, it's going to transform something. It's not going to leave you to think that this is enough. It's like, no, you got to go deeper. You got to go fuller. You got to go louder, whatever, you know. So, yeah. And so people stay away, which is great. You stay away if you ain't ready to go through the fire. And that's the same thing coming to Saturn. Just stay away if you're not ready to take on adulteration, maturation, and moving into your self-mastery. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. So big stuff that happened on the 24th. And now we get a buildup of planetary aspects every day, almost this week that showed up. So starting on Sunday, we got Mercury entering Gemini. Yeah, this is big. So when Mercury is in Gemini, we can see things for what they are without bias or misjudgment and seize opportunities better. Our mind becomes more agile, our communication more fluent, and our conversations more enjoyable. The inquisitive energy of Mercury in Gemini inspires the student in all of us so that we can absorb as much information as possible. And, you know, Gemini rules Mercury. So this is it being in its domicile, in its home planet, and just it home energy of this planet. It just loves it. So this is a really powerful time we're in right now. Yeah. And then on the same day, we get this aspect. It's a flow energy of Mercury in Gemini, sextiling for the first time in 29 years, Saturn in Aries. So again, folks, look at that. Already a new energy shows up. And that's why I'm so crazy this week. It's a fantastic day for sharing your thoughts, as this dynamic aspect fosters clear and open discussions. Use this energy for passionate exchanges, making discoveries, and showcasing your expertise in your field. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, great stuff. And then the next day, on Monday, the 26th, two more aspects. We first get Mercury in Gemini, sextiling Saturn in Aries. So again, another new energy. Hasn't happened in over 29 years. It says, make art, not war. Today, as the creative aspect allows you to channel your passions into artistic pursuits. It's a wonderful day for writing, painting, singing, and sculpting as you express yourself through your unique vision. Isn't that just sweet? That's just beautiful. That's like what we're here for. This is so what we're here for. Absolutely. And then on the same day, we had our new moon in Gemini, welcoming opportunities for change. Again, and you see that theme, this theme that keeps going throughout May, and boom, bringing us into June. Yeah, really powerful. So here's some new moon messages for you. Oh, wait. I got to share this message. It's the queen. It's the queen. She said, new. Thank you, queen. Grateful. Woo! Thank you. It's so exciting to know that you're peeking in. I love it. I feel the energy. Validation that I had to do this today. I love it, queen. So here's the new moon in Gemini. And I tell you, they talk about this as auspicious. And when you see the word auspicious, that means, oh, it's great. It's aligned. It's this, it's that. But my experience of this new moon, it's been intense. I mean, and that obviously it's good, but I'm just saying it hasn't been like I'm rolling down the hill. It's been more like, oh, here's the mountain I got to climb. This is one of the most auspicious new moons of the year. It is conjunct its ruler, Mercury. It's trine Pluto in Aquarius and sextile Neptune and Saturn in Aries. The new moon in Gemini has opportunities written all over it. The new moon in Gemini will feel like a breath of fresh air, as if a heaviness has been lifted. And maybe my heaviness got lifted for a minute, but then I was confronted with the mountain. I was like, oh, Lord. Anyway, Gemini encourages us to welcome change and offers us an opportunity to renovate the way we are used to thinking, speaking, and perceiving our reality. That's the mountain, y'all. That's the mountain right there. This event emphasizes the power of our thoughts, words, and attention, and invites us to notice how the stories we tell ourselves shape our world and our experience of it. The Gemini new moon is especially significant for those of us with natal placements, here we go, in the early degrees of mutable signs, which are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and of course, Pisces. Yeah. The individuals personally impacted by this new moon are being called to embrace a new mindset, see their reality from a new perspective, and discover new avenues for learning. Yeah. So if there are some of you all out there too that, you know, this new moon, like you put you right at the base of the mountain, you gotta climb. Yeah, it's real. It is real. And we don't know, you know, like you've gone on this new journey, you know, have to stay open and curious. I love it. Okay, here's some more information. This is about the aspects that are associated with this new moon. These zodiacal and planetary alignments with the new moon support our adaptability and flexibility, encourage us to think outside the box, and favor the emergence of new ideas, insights, and inventions. So Gemini, which is its sign, the emphasis on Gemini energy supports our efforts in breaking free from outdated narratives and thinking patterns, and encourages us to explore new mindsets and ways of perceiving reality. Uranus, the proximity between the new moon and Uranus, can bring unexpected flashes of insight and sudden shifts in perspective. The planet of innovation and rebellion activates our need to break free from the known and the familiar and explore the unfamiliar, the unconventional, and the unusual. Yes, like me live streaming past my bedtime. Pluto, the trine between the moon and Pluto, can help us access a deeper emotional intelligence. Whew! Transform the way we relate to our emotions and see objectively what is moving within us. Yeah, really, really powerful. Then Saturn's sextile to the new moon contributes to grounding the abundant Gemini energy that tends to live in the world of ideas and motivates us to materialize our visions on the earth plane with commitment and intention. Neptune, last but not least, while Neptune's alignment with the sun and the moon expands our psychic and emotional sensitivity and adds a dreamy, delicate, and poetic energy to our mental landscape, this aspect highlights our need to transcend the mundane, that lower timeline, and rational dimensions of our life and connect with higher realms, the higher timeline. Yes, the Gemini moon begins a lunar month focused on asking new questions and striving to access a level of understanding. The new moon in Gemini helps us access an observation. Sorry, I forgot to separate those two words. It's an observational awareness that does not imply judgment, but rather invites curiosity. Really important. Really important. Lunar month. So that means until we get the next new moon, this energy of this new moon in Gemini will be playing with us. Yeah. It's really powerful, folks. It really is. And then we go to Tuesday, the 27th. So like I told you, there's a lineup of these aspects, boom, 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 one right after the other. And this was Mercury in Gemini trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. It was a great day for making deals, as you can leverage your mental prowess to achieve your goals. Whether you're negotiating contracts, influencing others, or convincing people to see things your way, anything is possible today. And I want you to notice too how all of these aspects have been in flow. We haven't had any squares. We haven't had any oppositions. It's really interesting. Yeah, absolutely. And then last but not least, on the 29th, we have Mercury Cazimi, Mercury in the heart of the sun. The word Cazimi is derived from an Arabic phrase meaning in the heart of the sun. It is here within Sol's temple that new missions are seeded. The planet gets purified, in the sun's rays. Think flame to an ear-piercing needle, and fresh truths are revealed. When Mercury is Cazimi, conjunct the sun, it helps us wizard our way to insights and much needed downloads. So, Mercury is that messenger bringing us the information that we need from the higher realms and portals. And so tomorrow, we will definitely be feeling this energy. It can make you jittery, can make you jumpy, that's some of the astrologers are saying too. But for me, it's like, keep your mouth shut. That's basically what it's about. Keep your mouth shut and let yourself receive the messages that you need. If you can be silent tomorrow, even if it's just for 5 minutes, if you have to be in a work environment with a lot of busyness and stuff, take a bathroom break or just go outside for a minute, get still, and just let yourself consciously say, I'm receiving the messages. And then they'll come to you, it'll come into 3D when it's time. But just know that tomorrow there's a transmission going on that is really, really powerful. Yeah. Here's what else the Mercury Cazimi is about. It's about spirit, beauty, and intelligence, and higher intelligence. Whatever is initiated when the current Mercury cycle began, which was on March the 24th of 2025, will now come into full awareness, reach clarity, or require important decisions or adjustments. So again, take it light tomorrow. Don't keep yourself too busied up that you forget that this transmission is going on, because it's information that is really going to help you during this incredible shift of planets and energies that's happening collectively. Everybody's going through it, whether they're conscious of it or not. And it's huge. It's not a little thing. This is a big thing that's going on. So I've come to the end, and I hope that this information came out clear enough for you. I had to put my superhero shirt on today. I had to be Black Captain America, because, this energy, oh my God, it's something else. It is something else. But right now, I am going to get off. I'm going to lay on my couch for a minute and recalibrate, drink some more of my water, and thank my God that I was able to get this information out to you all. It's my great pleasure. Blessings on the ending of this month, the opening of June. I will be back with June astrology. I've got an important piece of my preparation done. I just have to now get the slides together for you. But it looks like it might be a lot leaner in terms of the amount of aspects and the energies that we're going to deal with. Because I think we just got fed so much this month and the previous month that maybe they're giving us a little bit of time off. So we'll see. Anyway, be well, be safe, take great care of yourself, and I will talk with you again very soon. Bye now.